Your personal issues are overwhelming. They are too much for you already. You do not need any other job except your personal issues. You see, so now how do you make an impact in this world? How do we make impact in this world if all we have is to be overwhelmed by personal issues? You see that? You do not want to be an issue to be discussed. You know, a challenge, a mountain to be discussed amidst people. Like, how do we fix this person? My friend. And especially if the people who are discussing this are those people who mean well for you. How unfair can that be? People who really wish, they want the best for you. They have to go back and decide now, this person hashiki, kuna kitu tusiju tumsukume namna gani. Self-drive is more than passion. It outlives passion. Our passion can actually run out, and especially when you come across troubles, shortages, discouragements, when things on the ground are different. Your self-drive is what will keep taking you to your place of destiny, the place where you have seen and visualized. Self-drive. It is not special to some people. We have it all because it's one of those survival tools that God gave us. Self-drive. So when you find yourself lacking in it, then really you need to wake up and find out, hey, what is wrong? Where did it go wrong? And what do I need to do? Because then, how will you survive? Then how will you live up to the potential or the expectation that God has invested in you? I am usually very, very passionate about the issues of people's potentials and gifts. Many people live way below their potential. And this is one of the things that hurts people like me when I look at somebody and I'm seeing they have a great potential and they're not aware of it, or they are aware of it but they gave up at some point because of one or two, three things here and there, and they just need to be re-energized, to be encouraged again, to be taught again, to be lifted again. This is part of the reasons why I'm here sharing this topic of self-drive, to have a human being having been created as you are, well packaged, and then you do not live up to what God really intended for you. So we are here to help you. I am here to help you locate your potential and bring it out. Bring it out. And one of the things that you must have is self-drive. It is so a must for anyone to progress in life. Do not wait to be pushed around like a vehicle. That's not okay. You will never get to where you are going because nobody knows where you're going except yourself. You will be exhausted being pushed around, and you'll quit before your time. So really, self-drive is a very important thing in our lives for us to come to the place of success. Because success is a journey, it's a process, so it's a milestone. Even for you to achieve the milestones of life, you must have that self-drive. You can imagine, I think you have come across a parent who is struggling with a child who is as old as 30, 40 years. This mama, this grandmother is still pushing and saying, my child, oh. Something went wrong somewhere. It shouldn't be like that. And if you are that kind of a person, I pray that you may reflect today, based on what we are going to share here, that you may, awaken your self-drive one more time. It is never too late. Our God has a way of restoring people miraculously, marvelously. I know Him. So if today you decide, I want to awaken my self-drive, this thing of being pushed around by relatives and parents and bosses at work and anything, I just want to awaken my ability to drive myself. The Lord will help you and He will restore you. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I know that for a fact. So choose that today. Now, I just want us to look at some of the things that may inform us that we are lacking in self-drive. Sometimes we are lacking in self-drive and we do not know. And that's one of the worst situations, because you will really suffer, dear one, if you do not know that you are lacking in self-drive. What happens is you will just see people, they do not look like they are being good to you all the time. People are always on your case and you think life is not fair. Some people have had, lost their lives. They have committed suicide. They've been depressed, gotten into depression because they lack self-drive. And by the way, this is the worst part now, because if you lack in self-drive and the people around you get to know it, they will call you names. They will call you all manner of names. They'll push you around. They will just do all kind of mean things. And they can really take you to a place of depression, hating yourself, and that kind of thing. And the only thing that you are lacking is self-drive, which actually you are not lacking. You've left it to sleep. You've just allowed it to lie and be ineffective. So today we are agreeing that we are going to awaken that self-drive by the help of God. You need to know if you are lacking in self-drive. And I wanted to mention some of the things that could point us to help you know, could it be that this life here and all these things are troubling me and I'm not making progress? Could it be that I'm lacking in self-drive? Could it be that it is not the money thing you've been talking about? Could it be that it's not the job thing that you've been talking about? You might be surprised. It's just an element of self-drive, which is within you that you just need to awaken. One of the things, of course, that you will realize if you're lacking in self-drive is what I mentioned first, the issue of being pushed around. You're this kind of person who must be given instructions. You just can't move until you're given an instruction. You're given an assignment or whatever it is, and you have to wait again to be given all the details for you to move. You have to be pushed around on things that concern your personal life. Things that concern your finances. Things that concern your health. Things that concern how your family should be. Things that concern your career. You want to get moved from one level to the other, but there are some things that you need to do. And somebody has to push you around so much until you get it. Like, hey, now you have to go back to school. Oh, you need to learn this area, know how to use this kind of approach for you to write reports and that kind of thing. You have to be pushed. And in fact, when you are told that, you are annoyed. You are like, this is too much work for me. You could be lacking in self-drive. Because self-drive will make you, or rather put you in a position where you want to know by yourself. You don't have to be reminded. If there's anything that is you do not know about the instruction that has been given to you, you will want to go and find out yourself. What should I do to get it right? You are not waiting until you are told, hey, it is wrong here. And you knew it's wrong, but you decided, that's too much work for me. You're lacking in self-drive. And therefore you'll be pushed around. If you find yourself in that kind of, you have this kind of life where those who are in authority, or people who are your seniors, they have to instruct you and bring every instruction to your mouth, then surely you may want to find out, how is the level of my self-drive? Being indecisive in the midst of simple decisions. You're lacking self-esteem. Simple things, you have to wait for somebody to help you decide. If you are that person, the simple things, you just can't make a decision. Then you may need to find out, what is my self-drive healthy? Your esteem. Actually, this is more of esteem issues now. You lack confidence within yourself. And whenever you want to make a decision, make a move, you need somebody to affirm you every now and then. In the small things. Giving up too soon is one of those characteristics of somebody who is lacking in self-drive. Giving up too soon, you are never sure of whether you will succeed or not. For you, if you are not sure, we are not trying. If you are this kind of a person, then really you may need to check your levels of self-drive and awaken it, so that you do not be this kind of a person who drops missions every time. You start and you drop, start and you drop, start and you drop. Like there's no mission that succeeds in your hands. Because of course, you will face challenges every time. Challenges coming against you in terms of where you're going. You'll find things opposing your mission. So if you are lacking in self-drive, you will definitely drop. Because every challenge is like you are not succeeding. Every challenge says you are not succeeding. So if you are lacking in self-drive, how will you counter that? Definitely you will say, this is for another person, not me. So you drop everything and you end up not making any progress in your life. And I'm sure every human being, I know that for a fact, would like to make progress. Every human being would like to add value to themselves, even before they add value to the others. Now, if you get to a place where you're not adding value to yourself, then surely there's a problem. There's a problem. If you are somebody who is sensitive to criticism, hostility, somebody guides you and says, hey, I think you're not doing this thing right. Can we try it this way? Now, melipuka, you're on the roof. Umekasirika yako yote. Umeona mimi ni mjinga. You know those kind of things, eh? If you are this person, you may need to check. How is your self-drive? How is your self-drive? Because it means by the time you're behaving like this in front of people when they criticize you, it means you have been pushed around for too long until you're almost like a wound. Like they touch you and you go up, because you've been pushed around for so long in life. You don't like anybody correcting you or giving you an instruction. You see that? So by the time, when you experience this level, it means therefore, chances are that you may want to check your area of self-drive. And then there's this bit of excessive preoccupation with personal problems. Have you met these people? They can't participate in anything, anytime, because they are busy always having a personal issue. When the rest of wamama, ama wazee, are out there participating in community projects, then they are never available. Why? They have something personal they are doing. At work there's somebody who never seems to appear in those meetings because there's something personal they were trying to chase. That chasing that never ends. Surely, it really, if you are not able to take charge of your personal issues, control them, manage them, then you are lacking in self-drive. You may need to find out, is there a problem that you are lacking there? Yeah, so that your personal issues are overwhelming. They are too much for you already. You do not need any other job except your personal issues. You see, so now how do you make an impact in this world? How do we make impact in this world if all we have is to be overwhelmed by personal issues? You see that?